there's a lot of people that hate me, but at the same time, I don't really care. I did what I believe is right and what's right
Yeah.
before God. So at the end of the day, I'm happy with that.
We should all strive to be this brave at least once in our life.
This is Ultra Izzy.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, today I'm going to talk about a story that I heard just a couple of days ago, and you guys might have heard this story, but I just want to give my take on this story coming out of Canada, and we know how woke Canada is, being with the trucker convoy that happened there, and all the stuff that Trudeau did up there, freezing their bank accounts, and they're very politically correct up there. But I think they might be going the extra step. It's getting pretty bad here in the States, but up in Canada, I think that they're really ahead of everything when it comes to the wokeism up there. Again, I don't know everything going on there, but what I've heard, it's pretty bad up there. But yeah, this story is coming from a 16-year-old student named Josh Alexander who got arrested after showing up to school. And there's a whole backstory behind that. But yeah, he was showing up to his classes and did get arrested. But it stemmed from he was defending some female students in his class because there's some transgendered students, male to female, who were, I guess, using their bathrooms. And it sparked a debate in class, and it led to Josh speaking his mind.
So yeah, the entire issue basically started when I moved to the Catholic board. I used to be in the public board, and very quickly I was informed by female students that male students were using the female washrooms. This is an issue that came up in the class debate, and I used that platform to share my opinions, as every other student had the opportunity to do. And I quoted some scripture. I said that there's only two genders, and apparently because there was transgender students in those classes, that was considered bullying. And I went beyond the classroom, and I took it to the office, and I said, okay, this is an issue. There's female students that are uncomfortable. Something needs to be done. And I was ignored. A female student made the same complaint I did, and they ignored her as well. So at that point, I decided to organize a protest outside my school. And 2 days before the protest, they suspended me indefinitely.
So Josh did organize some school protests, which was really cool. Honestly, at his age, I don't think I would have done anything like that. I was trying to think, driving home from work, I was like, I wonder when I was 16 if I would have even thought about doing something like that. I was pretty outspoken when I was a kid, but honestly, I think we live in a lot. The world's very different than it was, when I was 16, and so a lot more stuff going on these days. So he spoke out in defense of the students against the transgendered students. But what really boggles my mind on this story is that this is a Catholic school. So this is a Catholic private school. I believe it's private. If I'm not, you guys can correct me in the comments. But I know for sure it's a Catholic school, and the lady interviewing him, I believe, is from a Catholic channel on YouTube. How far? Because I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments. But how far has the Catholic Church fallen to where a Catholic school can allow these ideals and ideologies and lifestyles and whatever to supersede the students who actually are there to learn about faith? And I guess you don't have to be a Catholic to go to Catholic school. Maybe they just let anyone come in. But I'm just curious, like how far has this ideology, this woke ideology, the transgender movement, how has it seeped into their culture and the faith, right? The Catholic faith, because this is just, it was, to me, I was baffled at the fact that it was a Catholic school.
Yeah, and also, the school that you go to is Catholic, but transgender ideology is not in line with Catholic teaching.
And again, maybe some people out there can be cynical and be like, well, seeing that the other stuff going on with all the stories about Catholics in the past, we're not surprised. Okay, maybe that too, but yeah. So he, I guess, was speaking out about it, and of course, when you're in a woke school in a woke country with a woke, I guess, prime minister. I don't know what Trudeau is. He's their president or whatever. Then you're probably going to get a lot of pushback, and he did. The lady who was interviewing him did reach out to the school, and of course they declined to comment because how do you how do you really defend that? Even she in the video says the Catholic faith doesn't really see those ideologies, so I don't understand why that's even going on. I want to say that he even said that the teachers, the professors there, were saying that male breastfeeding is natural, normal, and is okay.
I had teachers telling me and the entire classroom that male breastfeeding is okay and it's normal and it's natural. And actually, one of the allegations that's being held against me until this day is that I said male breastfeeding is pedophilia. So that kind of shows you where the Catholic board's at right now.
Which obviously men can't breastfeed the way women can, but I think what they meant was a woman pretending to be a man who biologically is still a woman. Technically, right? They still have breasts and they can breastfeed, but since they identify as a man, it's technically, or to them, it's technically a man breastfeeding. I get what they're doing there, but Josh was right. Men cannot breastfeed. He was empowered in a sense because he is in a Catholic school, and if he is following that faith and he is strong in his faith, which is what they're supposed to be doing, right? The Catholic Church and the Catholic school is supposed to empower someone's faith, especially the youth. So for him to step up and throw it right back in their face and say, "Hey guys, this is wrong," was I think it was very courageous of him. I mean, the kid, obviously, he has a background in this sort of thing because I think that he said he was part of a protest for the truckers and for some other things going on. I think like the COVID or the jab mandates and whatnot and some other COVID stuff going on there. But I do think that I do think the kid he's cool for what he did. I think it's awesome. I wish that I could have been that brave at 16. I think we all at least maybe once in our life can be that brave. I mean, I know that we're all different. We all aren't really called to do that or called to speak out. But like I said, that's why I said maybe at least once in our life we could at least step up and do something like Josh did. I know sometimes it's really hard to believe. The last couple of years, though, I've seen it more than ever. Is that we're in a spiritual battle. I mean, the Bible tells us that we're in one, and over the years, I'm like, yeah, I know that we are. There's just there's an invisible war going on with angels and demons and this and that. Well, I mean, over the last couple of years, it's almost plain as day. A lot of people have been waking up to this stuff over the last couple of years. Everything going on from the pandemic, from just all the lockdown stuff, from election stuff, from all this stuff going on all at once, all almost in lockstep, right? Because it's always the same people who are really talking about this stuff. But I will say that I think that I was saying this a second ago, is that the 1% in that school, they have a very, very loud voice. So much, in fact. Also, the ideologies of Canada. I mean, like this, the woke mindset has infected the country. The woke mind virus, as they're calling it. But this 1% of the students had enough of a voice to have the entire staff cower to them and to suspend this kid and call him a bully and call him hateful and all this other stuff. We need to take that power back. We need to be the voice of truth. We need to be the voice of sanity, right? Because some people can make the argument that all this talk about this and that is just lunacy. And especially in the spiritual realm, in the Catholic, during a Catholic school, that it's borderline spiritual warfare going on in that school. I mean, I think it's all around us, but I also believe that they're fighting it in that school right there up front. I mean, if they can't see that, I think it was great because Josh did show a sensitive side because he did say that he felt sorry. He felt sorry for the students, and he's like, hey, there's nothing against the students at all. I felt sorry for them. I blame their parents. I blame the school. They were indoctrinated with this stuff. And I can't remember if he said they had a mental illness or something, but he said he felt sorry for them. There's no way I'm bullying these people. I actually feel bad for them because somebody did them wrong along the way.
The school's accusing you of bullying transgender students. What do you say to that?
Well, my issue was never with the individual student, and I made that very clear with both on my social media in person and on my media responses. My issue wasn't with the individual student. I have an issue with a system that is going to encourage this form of misbehavior, and I do sympathize with the confused transgender students because they've been wronged by their parents and by society and by the education system that has pushed this indoctrination on them. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to condone their wrongful behavior, especially when it's a violation of my female peers' privacy.
You know, and of course he's the bad guy for calling it out, and he's the bad guy because he doesn't want to bend the knee to all this, you know, wokeism going on nowadays. But you know, I will say that I do think that there's gonna be some lawsuits coming. I think once the dust settles with all this, I think Josh is probably gonna hire a really good lawyer if he hasn't already, and he's probably gonna sue the school, and he's gonna sue I don't know, just sue a lot of people, and you know, maybe there'll be some big settlement. I don't think that this is a reason or some sort of excuse for him to get some kind of a payday. But hey, look what, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse is going to sue. He's going to sue CNN. He's probably going to win a lot of settlements. And I think the Covington kids, they had CNN cash out a ton of money because, you know, they went full fake news on the Covington kids, and they won because it was fake. You know. So I will say that I am proud of, you know, Josh Alexander for being so young but having such a loud voice and not cowering down. I understand, you know, it's tough, right? You don't want to be the loud voice in the room. You don't want all eyes on you. You know, some people are too afraid to go do karaoke or to public, you know, speak in public. You know, like how can they stand up for everyone and be the voice of sanity, right? It's tough. I get it, you know, but that's why I'm saying he did a good job. And I think that we can all learn something from this story. Again, he's just talking. He didn't get violent. He didn't get, you know, he didn't shove anybody. He didn't call any names. He just, you know, he spoke his truth. And that, I think, is what we can all learn from this story. Just to speak your truth and don't be afraid of the woke mob, because I think sometimes truth is way more important than the flavor of the week or just whatever's going on in the world at the moment, guys. But what do you guys think about the story? Do you guys think that Josh was a kind of a hero and kind of cool for doing all this, or do you guys think that he should have just stayed quiet and not said anything at all? Let me know your thoughts on this story down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this one, guys. But thank you guys again for watching the channel, for subscribing, turn on the notifications, and for liking the video. My hope is to get more people to watch this channel. Not sure if it's going to happen, but I'm going to keep making videos until, I guess, just I don't feel like making them anymore, guys. But thanks again for watching. Please follow me on Twitter, Ultra Izzy. There you guys can see episode ideas and just stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube because they are woke as well. But guys, until the next video, like I always say, stay fearless and stay free. And I'll see you guys on the next one.